on this episode.
Mount Washington is one of the most terrifying events in all of motorsport.
That car is wicked fast.
Every risk is greater. Every challenge is harder.
You hope that you get that radio call from the top that, hey guys, I made it.
This is scary.
For me, it's not about beating the record. It's about setting a time with what I feel is the best car I've ever had a chance to drive.
And remember, there is no take two up Mount Washington. The pressure is absolutely huge.
This is Launch Control. It's that time again. Time to conquer the mountain.
Going back to Mount Washington, I think we're all a little nervous that we want to do this and we want to do this right, but there's always some risk.
I think really the pressure comes down to, and the excitement is, how much can we beat the record by? And I don't know that we can.
It can almost feel more stressful than the races themselves, because the race, you know how that runs and it's predictable.
This team knows what it takes to break records here, but that doesn't make it any less nerve-wracking.
You could tell he was tense. He was more tense, I think, going into Mount Washington than I've seen him. And certainly rally has risk, rallycross has risk, but this is something very different.
To do it wide open, going for time, pushing the envelope, where if you go off, it is literally a life and death situation. That is scary and also amazing, and also why I'm so glad this car was built specifically for going super fast, a lot of downforce, a lot of traction, super wide. It was made for hill climbs.
7.6 miles in less than 6 minutes. The car will climb nearly 5,000 feet up a 12% grade. To establish a new record, Travis Pastrana will have to average over 80 miles an hour on a road where the speed limit is 15. It's a daunting task.
Mount Washington is one of the most terrifying events in all of motorsport.
It's a very demanding and narrow road. It's very, very serious.
It's almost impossible to describe to somebody who's never been here just how much of a challenge this road is, because you don't realize, even watching the in-car video, how steep it is, how narrow it is, how big the drops are, how scary it is when you get that knot in the pit of your stomach, knowing that if you make a mistake, you put a wheel off, you're not gonna hit anything for a while because you're gonna be falling.
You know what's involved there. And you know, David had gone off that 2 years prior, and I think that kind of showed that, yeah, this hill can bite.
You might think having this 900 horsepower crazy aero car is going to mean it's a walk in the park. No, that's going to mean it's a lot harder.
As the speed increases, the nature of the road changes. Corners you could once take flat out might now require braking. And each time the bar is raised, it becomes harder to shave off those extra fractions of seconds. For a race that requires total memorization, the first job will be to forget the road as they once knew it. For Travis, that means a decade of undoing. The Mount Washington Hillclimb is over 100 years old, and for Subaru and Travis, the mountain has become their Everest.
Because it's in our backyard, it's kind of like your home. It's your home race, so it's only natural that we also want to be the ones that are fastest there. But every year we want to break the record. We got to go up faster. We're not here to just get to the top. We're here to get to the top faster than any car has ever gone before. We first did a demo run with Travis and Red Bull, where the road hadn't been run in 10 plus years.
They shut down the mountain, they rented it for the day.
And we unofficially broke the record with Travis in 2010, and then brought it back as a full-fledged hill climb.
David came and absolutely crushed it in a non-open rally car. I was like, oh man, that's David Higgins. Yeah, that figures.
wave over finish.
2014, he lost out on the record to teammate David Higgins because of a puncture, but in 2017, he got it back.
And it got a little bit better, got a little bit more competitive with David, and came back in rallycross cars, which we were both like, yeah. We got here, we're like, oh, this hill's a little sketchy in these cars, there's a lot of power. We were just a little quicker in practice, but he was on just a flyer going up there before he put it off. But we were going back and forth, and well, sucks for David, but it's almost harder now knowing that, all right, go like hell. Knowing that he went off, the run might have been different. I still think I left something on the table. And the thing that I don't want is in 5, 10 years, 20 years, when I'm done racing, is for that next hot shoe to come out with a car that's slightly better, with a little more experience, and beat the time by 10 seconds to be like, it wasn't very good. I would love to see anybody that wants to come over and any manufacturer that wants to try to get in. I think this is the beast right here. This Subaru is the best car I've ever driven, and that run up the hill it's going to take some work. I'm not saying it can't be beat, but it's going to take some work.
As we go back and bringing only the one car to have Travis race for the record and race for the win, he's going to have to manage risk in a big way himself, but to do so in such a way that he doesn't get hurt, the car doesn't get destroyed, none of those bad things happen.
You hope that you get that radio call from the top that, hey guys, I made it.
For me, it's not about beating the record, it's about setting a time with what I feel is the best car I've ever had a chance to drive, up one of the most challenging hills I've ever driven. I just want to see if I can tackle it and I can do it better than I've done it before. And at the end of the day, leave a time that's going to be hard to beat for years to come.
4 record times. 4 benchmarks set to the limit of performance. So far, 3 have fallen. Is this the year that a new record is set that will stand the test of time? Inside the Airslayer, the sole focus is on the task at hand. Travis attacks the first corners. Committed and focused. He must process and remember every corner, every bump, every braking point, and every cut. So much of the first half looks the same. Even with a memory like Travis's, it's impossible to be perfect. Through the lower section of the mountain, Travis is shaving time. But it's still too early to make a prediction. After all, who would have thought a car built for stunts and donuts would be so perfectly suited to the mountain?
So Gymkhana 2020, when we first got the chance to do that project, and we started talking about what the car was going to be, the idea was never to just use the car for Gymkhana only. The idea was to say, let's build a car that can do Gymkhana and then can do a bunch of other really amazing things and can break records and win races. And so the obvious place to do that was in hill climbs.
You know, in terms of rule books, it's kind of like, there are safety rules for it, but there aren't so much technical rules. There are ideas. Here's an idea of where the limit is, and for engineers, that is so much fun.
And with the relationship that we have with Mount Washington and the relationship that we have with the Goodwood Festival of Speed, we felt like we could build a car that would do Gymkhana at a really high level, make an incredible video, and then at the same time be able to go out and compete for the win or for the record at those two events in particular.
Less than a month before Mount Washington, the Airslayer was overseas for a final test and a crack at another hill climb challenge.
What is Goodwood? The best event in the world, period.
Yeah, Goodwood is it's a really unique animal. It's unlike anything else in the world.
This is an event where the latest Formula One race winners are there, Le Mans winners, icons of the sport, and yet Travis Pastrana, he was swamped all weekend. Everyone wanted to meet him, everyone wanted a picture with him. He was being taken as seriously as people who've won multiple Formula One championships, that have won the biggest races in history. And he was right up there with them for the whole 4-day event.
The crown jewel of the event is the race up the hill. And that is the thing that everybody that is allowed to compete in that event wants to do. They want to be the fastest up the hill. And it's invitation only, so you never know who's going to show up. It's really a wide open challenge. So if you get an invitation to that event, you better come with something that's truly fast.
After qualifying fastest, one shot for glory remains.
Welcome Travis Pastrana with his Subaru Impreza WRX, treating this like a rally stage straight away.
So we're really excited to go to that event this year and just see what shows up and see where we stack up against the best in the world in anything.
Hammering up the hill towards Malcolm.
The time as he heads towards the line, he goes across the line.
We missed out on it by a little bit, but to finish second overall up the Goodwood Hill is huge for a team from the US with a one-off car that was built for a video project. So Goodwood was great. It was a fantastic success. It was a really good event, but we want to go out and we want to shatter that Mount Washington record and do something with that car that has never been done before.
Back on the mountain, as the pressure builds in the car, nerves are on edge at the service area. The team has no contact with Travis during the race. They're in the dark, waiting for news.
This is scary. Come on, come on, come on.
If you take that now and transfer that to Mount Washington with big drops off the side, and remember there is no take two up Mount Washington, the pressure is absolutely huge.
High above, Travis has cleared the tree line. And at the second timing split, Travis is beating his record by 5 seconds. That's a good position, but the dangerous dirt and cliffs lie ahead. Onto the dirt. The Airslayer is running full slick tires. It's not ideal, but the wings and downforce help offset the loss of traction. He just has to ensure he doesn't lose his 5-second advantage, or worse, throw it away entirely. Cragway Corner and into the high Alpine. The narrow road is a challenge for the car. It's the widest car Subaru has ever run here, and Travis must drive corners that were straight-lined in the past. But his pace is undeniable. Amazingly, on a weekend that has such significance for the team, with so much on the line, Travis, unselfishly, still finds a moment to do something for someone in need.
One of the volunteers for Mount Washington Hillclimb this year started telling me a story right before we were going up. And he just said, I want to thank you. I said, for what? He said, well, you inspired my son to get into cars. And the dad broke down and said, unfortunately, my son passed away. And he's telling me all this moments before the race, and he had some of his son's ashes and said, is there any way that you can help our dream come to fruition?
And of course we didn't hesitate. And we said, Jeff, let's do this, man, and put Alec in the car.
And we're able to give him a run up the hill.
That type of thing affects you in a way that you're not ready for, because we were focused 100% on the record and the win and the time and the performance of the car. And for Travis and the team to take the time to make an amazing, special experience for a father that had lost his son, that's so much bigger than the record is.
So they could have quite easily used this to sell a few more cars and bring a bit more attention to the name, but they didn't, because again, it's about just doing the right thing for the right reasons.
It's hard to imagine carrying such a weight up the mountain. A one-of-a-kind, irreplaceable car, record expectations, a fallen fan's dreams, not to mention his own high expectations. Eyes laser focused. Brain shifted to a higher plane. Travis is in the moment. And then it's over. A new record.
He's on the radio. That was the safety store.
Yeah, buddy. Holy hell, nice drive.
Oh, nice drive. What's the time?
What was it?
5:28.
5:28. 5:28.
So under 5:30. We just did it under 5:30. Is that correct?
Yeah, he's talking. He can't believe it's under 5:30.
Holy well, that's a scary ride, I'll tell you that. Thank you, boys. Awesome car. 5:28. This thing's a beast. Holy crap.
16 seconds faster than the last. Over 2 seconds a mile faster than anyone has ever driven this road.
Can't believe it. Another one.
Unless you've driven the road, seen the risks and felt the incline, the magnitude might be lost. It's an unforgiving, unrelenting road. That's what makes it a perfect place for this team to shine. They have every reason to be proud of this record.
Otherworldly 5:28, 6:70, Travis Pastrana.
When I came back down,
To see Jeff just clearing the way, just the smile on his face. And
I gave him the trophy. So I felt like he earned it as much as I did. At that moment, I realized it was so much bigger than just the record. That moment, it wasn't just me that set the record. We set the record.
After the event was over, I went up to Travis and I told him that even with the record and everything, I didn't want to minimize the incredible job that he had done. I thought that was the best thing that he had done all weekend. We have an opportunity to reach people in really special ways sometimes. There are a few opportunities where we can do something that's really remarkable for someone. We can just make them feel like they matter. That's so far beyond just winning races or getting championship trophies or whatever it may be. It's about human connection, and that'll always be the most important thing.
We will see you in 3 years here at the Mount Washington Auto Road.
Next time, on Launch Control, Travis is confronted with a familiar face.
David Higgins, who's won New England Forest Rally 10 times.
We are going to be all out from the get-go.
A friend turned foe takes Subaru's competition to another level in the hunt for the American Rally Association Championship.
They don't make mistakes.
From here on out is the race for the championship.
That's next time on Launch Control.